Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Daily Crypto News. And guys, before we get into today's episode, I want to quickly invite you all to the Discord. A link is in the description below, but go ahead and join it and check it out. There's already quite a couple of people in here, and it's just to build a community, to talk with each other about crypto and such. So go check it out right now. Link is in the description. Having said that, guys, my question of today is, what is your crypto goal? Or what is your XRP goal? And this can be in dollars or in amount of coins. And the person who inspired me to ask this question was straight up XRP. Now, it might sound like a very dumb thing to talk about your goals on the internet, but I personally think it's actually quite okay. All right. And even if you don't want to disclose the exact number, then maybe explain your intentions. Like, do you want to retire with crypto, or what really is your goal of holding crypto or being in this space? Do you want to revolutionize everything? What are you here for? I think it's very important to know why you are so interested in all these crypto, right? Because as of this point, it's like any crypto you go for, you can make a lot of profit with, right? If you just have some rational sense and you pick a couple of coins at the top here, there's a very, very good chance you're gonna, make a lot of money with that. And I guess the question here is to have a certain amount of XRP. That's a little bit differently. I'm talking about dollar terms. It's actually very, very possible to get yourself, quote unquote, rich with a ton of these crypto. All it really takes is just some preparation, some dedication, and of course, some side income. Now, I've explained to you guys more often nowadays that I also do Instagram a lot on the side. And by the way, if you're interested in just knowing a little bit more about what I do, comment that down below. I don't really have any content on it, but if you want to know, let me. And basically, I do a lot of that stuff to provide myself with more crypto or to get heavier into crypto. Why? Because I have a certain goal, right? And now I'm not going to say exactly the number because I think there's too many people watching my every word here and they might do something crazy. But the idea is you just want to go at a comfortable amount where you don't have too much where it's like you would be very, very hurt if it would go away. But it's not less to a point at which it would not change your life. And I'm not talking about some small change. I'm talking about a drastic freaking change in life. That's what I'm looking for. Why? Because I think this crypto that we're invested in is the future. And to me, it's also either we go big or we go home game, especially with XRP. I think the potential is limitless and it will either do very, very well or it will just go down to little 1 cent or something of the sort. And again, that's why I'm betting on this one. That's why I'm going so heavy at it. But that's also something to keep my mind in check. That's why I never have these urges to sell it briefly or do something along those lines. I can just easily hold while keeping my peace of mind because I have a certain strategy in place already. I'm not even talking about trading it actively because, I want to talk more on this channel about what I'm thinking in terms of price and trading and things like that. As you guys can see right here, this is the 1 hour chart for XRP. So this determines the short-term trades we're going to be making. And one of the cool things, I just accidentally got rid of the chart. I put it back like that. One of the short-term trades we easily could make was this one right here. So looking at it from a yesterday perspective to give you guys some idea of what I personally would most likely go for. Let's say we are right here in this little section, right? These two green lines, they've already been in place for a little while. The blue line, I just created like just now afterwards a little bit. All right, so the green lines, they've been here for a couple of weeks already. At this green line right here, all right, I guess it could have been placed a little bit more below, possibly because this is a shorter term, but this is from a higher time frame, so it's a little bit stronger. What this indicates is that, all right, there's a pretty interesting support. Possibly not that strong because we keep breaching it here. Maybe I should have put it a little bit lower, but the idea is there. Maybe it's just a zone more so that I didn't create properly. What happened here is it breached it with 1, right? So we got below it. However, we don't really trade that because it happened here, a couple of times before. And why is that? Well, because we are not going for just one candle below. We're going for one candle with a confirmation. And so once that confirmation came about, once that confirmation came to be, we could have most likely taken this trade from here all the way down to this point or something like that. Just kind of depends, right? This was all free range to us. Now, we could have taken that trade with a small, for example, let's see if I can get this thing going. How do I thought it was shift. Yeah, it's shift and click on the chart. All right, that's not working anymore. There we go. Could have maybe taken a little 5% trade or something like that. At least 5% or so we could have easily taken. But let's say you didn't really want to take the profit yet. You're into this one because you're like, well, it's free, right? This whole area, it's pretty open. There's nothing really holding it back. Well, you noticed it started to consolidate. It started to stop moving heavily, and it started to get into a little bit of a channel, right? You can see the sideways movement. You can see how it's moving along here. This is exactly what it is. It is trading in. Let's see if I can put another line. There we go. And that's when you're going to start to look for some new things happening. And we could actually draw a couple of short-term wedges in there as well. I don't think they're that strong. I would not really use that right here. But one of the things you're noticing is, all right, what we did back here with the big red candle, we could do here once more exactly the same way. Let's see. I also, by the way, don't know the commands on the MacBook for the drawing and things. I know the line, what was it now? I think it was option 3. What was it now? Let's see here. No, it's option T, and the other one is option H for these lines. It's a little bit crazy, but whatever. What we're talking about here is this was another trade we could have easily made right here because we got one candle to breach it. It just kind of depends on where exactly you drew this one, by the way. If you put it a little bit higher, let's say yours was more up here. Yeah, depending. You could have maybe taken this one as the initial trade to break. This one is confirmation. Let's say, however, that you took this one to break. This one's confirmation. Though you could have taken it. It would have not been much profit, though. You would have most likely had to settle with just 1% for it to be feasible. Most likely would have lost this one if we went for it, though. But it's about the idea, you know. This, theoretically speaking, would point or would indicate that we have some bearish pressure to come, which I explained yesterday as well. However, all seem to kind of fade away a little bit. This was a very clear breakout, at least in my opinion. Even if you disregard the smaller support and go for the bigger support, really clear breakout. However, it was followed up quite soon with a reversal. At least that's what it's looking like, a big trend reversal. And that's what we're now kind of eyeing for. All right, exactly the same type of pattern you can see, but then from the upside, we got one green candle to initiate it, then a second green candle to confirm. Now, this confirmation is very, very strong because as you can see, there's no shadow at the bottom right here, indicating that the price only kind of really went up from this point on forward. So this right here is the opening price. This right here is the closing price, and this is the highest it ever went to in this time frame. And there's nothing that went lower right there, right? And what that basically indicates is that there's a lot of bullishness right there. Just that's the easiest way I can say it. Now, exactly what followed after that, I think, is a little bit more of a mess. I think the easiest way to describe what's going on here is like this. But we're going to be seeing, guys. We're going to be seeing. For right now, it's a little bit of a mess in the chart. It's really kind of crazy, and that's because we're again in the no man's zone, in my opinion, where it's like nothing is too sure. And also together with some of the coins going on some crazy rallies, like we saw Chainlink just now, we saw Cardano just now. Maybe those will influence XRP price as well. We'll see. We'll definitely see. All right, moving further though, because I got some articles to talk about as well. Upcoming trend will spark off 100 times growth in certain asset by crypto influencer. I don't really like the term crypto influencer because I think it gives some people the wrong idea. You know, whenever you're talking about an influencer, I'm like, man, this guy, he has influence over a certain space, but that doesn't mean he has authority. You guys get me right there? It could be just a guy with a lot of followers who talks about crypto, necessarily, like for example, like me. Doesn't really mean you know what you're talking about, right? So, I don't know, this kind of makes it, the title makes it kind of look like somebody important is saying it, but really, on the basis of being an influencer, it doesn't mean you know anything at all. It's like saying a YouTuber is talking about finance, you know, like Logan Paul were to talk about your finances right now. I don't think you would take that seriously too much. So I don't really like those terms too much. I think people make the wrong association right there. However, the idea and the point are quite clear. Lark Davis, a Bitcoin maxi and crypto giant fanatic in general, has recently revealed, in his opinion, that the upcoming event in the crypto market has the tendency to spawn a whooping surge of about 10,000% or 100 times growth in some certain assets. Well, yeah, I also don't think that's very strange. I think a lot of guys in crypto right now have that opinion where it's like 100 times is the minimum. And again, I don't really judge people for opinions like that. I think more on that side even than the opposite side, where I'm like 100 times can so easily be achieved. We didn't even have to debate about it. We don't even have to worry about it. It's like a minimum that I would take for a longer term type of thing. Short term, I'll take anything. Even if the price goes down, I'll be happy. Longer term, we're not accepting anything under 100 times for a final cash out. Maybe, guys, maybe. Let's hope, though. Let's hope. 100 times is really feasible, though, I think. Ripple CEO. Interoperability is pivotal in deploying CBDCs globally. The quick take of this, Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse has pointed out that interoperability between CBDCs will be a pivotal to the digitization of fiat currencies. Without interoperability, they're building the same siloed systems without communication bridges. RippleNet and XRP can bridge this gap of interoperability. Over 70% of the central banks around the world are looking at deploying CBDCs, and one thing that's crystal clear is the importance of interoperability. If you're not prioritizing this, you're just rebuilding the same siloed system. That's his own exact words. It's a reply to Ripple's earlier tweet of today. Yeah, I would agree with that. All right, if we're honestly speaking here, I would definitely agree with that. And I'm also sometimes more thinking about Ripple is really doing something that's away from the current system. It's something that's completely revolutionized, it's something that's completely different and new. A lot of these other quote-unquote competitors that we're seeing in the space, they're basically trying to take the old and refurbishing it a little bit, giving it a little new swoop of paint. But they're not really building a new house, so to speak. They're just putting a new layer of paint on top of it, making it look better. Ripple has really built a lot of this stuff and is now doing the painting, if you guys get it, So Ripple just built something completely new they're painting. A lot of these other companies, they're just trying to take the old house and paint it over. Big difference, all right? Maybe on the outside it might not look too different because, in the end, they might be able to do the same thing. But really what it's based upon is something completely different. And Ripple really wins on that one. I must give it to them. All right, a pretty big thing just happened. Breaking. Binance blacklisted in Russia. The Russian Roskomnadzor, the Federal Service for Supervision of Communication, Information, Technology, and Mass Media, added the crypto exchange Binance to the blacklist. Bucket list, yeah, that's not good. That's not good at all. But it's not the first one to get on that, and also it's nothing really bad anyway, because they didn't really need it. It's just something strange, I find. And then Ripple. Read how Ripple engineering team member Mithun Vijayasakar developed Project Claritin to bring clarity into all of Ripple's applications. It's a Q&A with an intern alumni, Mithun Vijay. Yeah, you can check it out if you want to. I don't think it's that important, but it's just a little bit of information for if you guys are not on Twitter. Just wanted to briefly share that this is out there. And also another thing, see they're using Hootsuite. Pretty interesting, guys. How long have they been using that one? Does anybody know? Have they always been manually posting before this, or what? And here I see eToro said, if we're watching crypto adoption as a movie, then the previews are still going. DAI said, and my popcorn is almost out. Out being finished or out being you're taking it out of the cabinet? I think finished is what he means right there, right? Or no, he means out of taking it out. That you're going to start watching it. I don't know. But guys, that was it for today's video. Hopefully you all enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you press that like button and subscribe. And I would definitely see you guys again in another crypto video. Take care, everybody.